Hey everybody, welcome to the Growing with Fishes podcast. We're going to do a really quick episode today. I am traveling. I am in an airport. So we're going to do a real quick episode just as a recap. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry for the short notice and the short show. Unfortunately, my travel stuff got whacked up. So we're going to do about a 15-minute episode real quick. I thought we'd come on real quick and talk about Vancouver and Dragonfly spot real quick. It was awesome going up to Vancouver. Tara, Josh, and I ended up going to hang out with Breeder Steve over for most of the evening on 420. We went out. He invited us out. We tried some of his wines. We had a real awesome conversation. It was really cool to finally meet Breeder Steve and find out all different kinds of cool stuff that he's working on. Sorry about the background noise. Anyways, and it was a lot of fun. So shout out to Breeder Steve. It was really a lot of fun hanging out with you, and appreciate all you do and all you have done. We're gonna get him on the show again soon. I don't know if Marty's there. Marty, are you there?
We went live. Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
How you doing this week? How you been doing in your garden?
It's been all right. I got I got these plants from a dispensary, and I shouldn't have. So that's basically, they came with the plants cost money, but the PM and the russets were free. So kind of kicking myself. It's really annoying because they won't let you look at them or anything. Like, you just tell them what strain you want, and then they just go and grab the plants because they don't want you to touch them and infest their plants. But they're already infested, so I guess that doesn't fucking matter. So I was a little pissed off about that, and so probably just gonna start over and not fuck with it. I got rid of the PM just fine, but I don't really want to fight the russets. It's just not worth it. So anyway, that's been what happened this week. So that's always fun.
That's why it's important to quarantine.
Yeah, it is, and really have time to take care of them when they're small. I mean, that's the other aspect of it, is if I had quarantined them and stayed on top of it instead of just transplanted and went to work and did all that normal stuff, I probably would have been better off. But it still sucks to spend your money at a place that's supposed to be professional and then have it. I mean, I got pictures of it, but it was noticeable PM on the plant. It definitely should have been noticed, and it sucks. I didn't notice it till I got home. Probably should have just taken them back when I found that, but I got rid of the PM and then found the russets, and so just stay on top of it. Quarantine if you and really just don't get them from dispensaries. Like, this is the second time now that I've gotten PM from a dispensary, and I'm just tired of it. It's even a different one, so it wasn't the same one. But for me, I'm just pretty down on it. And normally I get mine from the same source all the time, but he didn't have any, and I wanted to get some in, and so don't be in a hurry. That's my advice for the week.
Awesome. Well, I've been up at Dragonfly Earth Medicine's farm the last couple days, as you guys saw in the last episode, helping them get some organization going and some file structure and some other important aspects for getting the DemPure collective off the ground and making sure that like the back end and everything is going to be all set up for them to have control over everything and to make sure that we don't end up with a Phylos type situation. For those that, actually, we should get into that real quick since I only have a few minutes. Phylos, for those of you that don't know, Phylos went out and was a gene mapping company that took samples from everyone across the industry and mapped out the genetics. They stated that they were going to do this as a service for people, and that was going to be the main source of funding, and that they weren't intending on doing breeding, that they were not intending on selling out, all these other things. Then a couple days ago, thanks to Sungrown Mids, shout out Sungrown Mids. He'll be on our show on Tuesday to give us the lowdown on all the Phylos stuff. So if you're interested in all the Phylos happenings and all the craziness that happened with that, it's going to be really awesome to get him on. He was the guy that broke a lot of this. He's the guy that found that initial investment discussion, presentation, whatever it was. So he's going to be on Tuesday in order to tell us all about that whole Phylos drama. I know a lot about that. There's been a lot of interesting things that have been happening. Basically, they went and so Phylos did that, and they've been collecting data from everyone. Everyone's been breaking out their weird rare stuff and setting it in. Well, a couple in March, I don't know the exact date, but it was posted on March 9th. There was a presentation posted where he went and said, "Oh, well, since the beginning, I don't remember exactly what the guy's name is from the company, but said, oh, from the beginning, that they've always intended on being a breeding company, and that they only created the genetics portion of the company in order to better facilitate the breeding program, which is completely the opposite of what they said. They basically lied to every single one of the people, all the hardcore breeders, everyone that they lied to completely to their face. They had long meetings. Hold on. They had long meetings with different people, convincing them that they weren't unscrupulous, and they lied to everyone point blank. And he said as much in that presentation. And if you want to find out more, there's a link to it on the Aquaponic Cannabis Growers Facebook group, or go over to Sungrown Mid's profile. He's got a link in his profile. So then they turned around and made this two other companies. I don't know what the other company was. In order to support this breeding company. And that was the whole plan from day one, which was a complete fucking lie that they said to every single person in the industry. So Mowgli's a liar on that part. And I'm not going to be apologetic for calling him out on it. It's fucking bullshit. You fucking lied to everyone, and you need to fucking own it. You need to fucking release all the tools and all the data for free as public domain. It's the only way you're going to save your ass at this point. And even then, no one's going to respect you ever again. But at least you can half save face and at least save everyone's hard work, 40, 50 years, 60 years worth of breeding program. Anyways, so then they said that they intended on accumulating all this, and then they want to replace all genetics on the market within the next few years. And they said that breeders aren't capable of doing this work. They don't know what they're doing, which is completely fucking insulting to every single person that gave him any fucking data. So fuck you for that. And then he went in and said that he plans on selling out to Monsanto. Basically a Monsanto derivative. I know they're not called Monsanto anymore, but whatever one of their ag divisions was, but they were intending to be snapped up by one of the big four ag companies. And it's like, dude, that's the exact fucking opposite of what you told every single person in every single meeting you ever had for the company, including staff. I know people that at one point worked at that company. They lied to everyone from fucking day one, and they did be fucking tarred, feathered, and strung up for that shit. And it's fucking bullshit. So if you're wanting to learn more about that whole thing, go watch the video, and then watch the Adam Dunn show interview that Mowgli did, and then go watch the actual investor presentation, and tell me which one you lied about, because you lied about one of the two, and it's crazy. This affects the lives of the people that have thrown their entire lives behind this industry, and he threw a knife right in their back, and it's completely fucking bullshit. So those of you who are wondering what the hell the Phylos drama on Instagram is all about, that's what it's all about. It's basically every single breeder has been lied to that ever sent in genetics to them.
Yeah, it's pretty, in terms of the shady and shitty shit that goes on across multiple industries, not just this one. This is ranks up there pretty high for me, because, like you were talking about, the idea was that it was all going from the beginning was all going to be about data mapping and about the plant and about the genetics themselves, and the information gathering was like a service. And if you watch the video, he goes into detail about how that was all just a ploy, because they wanted to essentially be able to have bank accounts, and they independently funding all these other breeding companies that they want to use to take over different aspects of the industry, in this exactly the way other big ag companies have with different crops, whether it be through GMO or Monsanto or like any of those different things. Like, those are all the, essentially just he lays the groundwork for that being the roadmap for what can and should happen with cannabis. And while I agree that it definitely could happen, and there are probably people that are trying to do it, I definitely don't agree that it should. And the way that he speaks on it as just an assumption in such a condescending level to the people that contributed to everything. Like he couldn't have the data that he has right now without the cooperation of all the people that he just shits on in his speech. And so for me, you know, like I don't know what else. I don't even know how to describe how shitty it is, just because it's just
It's bad.
backstab is not even enough to like communicate how
Yeah,
it is.
complete betrayal. Like I think is a better way to put it. But there's people now posting home addresses of Philos employees and the address of the fucking offices and shit. It's getting really bad.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, obviously people are, you know, gonna react when you do shitty stuff, you know, like a lot
Play
of times.
stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, ultimately what's going to happen with this company is they're, you know, they might succeed to a certain level that they want to if they can tip it the way they want it to go. But if actual growers and the people that have been doing it, the only reason that they have any of these genetics to start with, and then they're just they're taking their data and everything that they worked so hard for, and then turning around and shitting on all of their reputations and all the methods and all the genetics that they had. You know, like there's just a number of different things that are alarming about the video. So I encourage you to go watch it if you have any stake in breeding whatsoever, which means if you are growing any plant whatsoever, you probably have a stake in genetics. So it's definitely worth a listen to. And if you are contributing to their database, you know, fucking stop now.
Seriously, boycott them and any company that supports them after this bullshit. Seriously, don't give any of them a fucking dime. They've fucking beyond betrayed every single person in the industry.
It's just another reason to support your local breeder. And instead of going to a dispensary, like I was just talking about, not only do you get a better quality product, but you pay to fund somebody that has probably paid their dues in the industry. You know, there's plenty of them out there. If you look around, it might be a little bit harder to find them because they don't want to be found by certain people, which is fine, you know, but it's worth the effort. If you ask around and you do your homework on it, you can find the people that are local, that have been doing it for a long time, especially if you're on the West Coast. I guess, you know, across the country that might not be the case, but definitely on the West Coast, there's been, and I shouldn't say that either. I mean, there's been outlaws all over the country for years that have been popping seeds in their closet, but the West Coast has just got a few more, a little bit more infrastructure available for those cats out here. So just find a local one or a good source. Even if they aren't local to you, maybe you got to ship some seeds, you know, like I'm all for that before giving any more money to these corporate assholes.
Cool. Well, Marty and I are teaching an online cannabis class this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It'll be 9:30 a.m. to about 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Depending on time, might run a little later for a lot of questions. So check that out at aquaponiccannabis.com if you're interested in learning, you know, from an online class. I know Marty and I put a lot of time into it. Been teaching it for quite a while. So if you're looking to learn more about aquaponic cannabis production, check that out. And if you're looking to more of a hands-on commercial class, Josh and I will be teaching one here in the beginning of June. I only have about 3 minutes left, so if anyone else has anything else to say real quick, go for it.
What's up, Roger?
Oh, not a whole lot. I figured, I thought it was going to be a short show if we had one at all tonight. And well, you must have kicked it. You must have cut it on the minute you opened it up, because I was watching for the link, and I got the link and you were already live. So and then of course Steve immediately said, well, I only got a few minutes. So you're still out there with Josh and Kelly?
No, I'm on my way off to a different client to go. Well, a client. They're not a client. I'm on my way to a client spot to work on their grow. So I'm in between airports. I actually have to run here in the next minute. So why don't you tell everybody how to find you, Roger?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Roger Latewood on Instagram, or Roger Latewood on Facebook. And of course, I'm always going to be hanging around and with my staff, the staff at ilovegrowingmarijuana.com. Big shout out to Robert for building such a great website for everybody to share knowledge on. And I'm happy, very happy. Just finished my 5-year anniversary. So
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Marty, how does everybody find you?
So you can find me at AP Meds on Instagram, on Patreon, both at AP Meds, YouTube/AP Meds. So yeah, check that out. Check out the class coming up this weekend. It's lots of fun. We'll cover lots of stuff. And so excited for that. That's going to be fun. And we'll probably be popping some seeds. We'll probably be hopefully taking some clones. We'll see how that goes. And, beneficial insects, everything, aquaponic basics, cannabis basics, pretty much everything that you need to get going to get started. So check that out.
Sweet. And Josh, how does everybody find you?
DutchBlooms.net and regenerativeorganiccannabis.com.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Roger.
Awesome. And you guys can find me at poemponics.com, Poemponics on YouTube, Poemponics on SoundCloud, iTunes, all the different places, or Growing with Fishes, one or the other. I don't remember what account I made it all of them, but I think they're all on a push button. So, check us out again next time. I'm sorry for the brief episode. I do have to catch my next flight, but I did try to squeeze you guys in, make sure you still kept the show on. So we'll see you guys again next week, and take care. Cheers.